My chicks dig it. Use the code T-HAND at checkout to unlock 10% savings on all Grub Terra products. Hey everybody, welcome to T-HAND 141 Homestead. My name's Tracy. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your billionth time here, welcome back. I have with me Ren from Ren's Family Farm and Marilyn from Little Homestead by the Beach. Peter's in here. Let's see, we got Marilyn's here, Peter's here, and Remy, you must be counting for like 6 of those.
Maybe.
Oh, it has been a crazy year. I'm coming out of a funk that I fell into towards the end of November. Hey, Bucket List Homestead, how you doing, Lynn? We were just talking about you. You are flying. Guys, check out Bucket List Homestead. Lynn has got a channel that is just growing leaps and bounds. It is just amazing. Hey, Dave, how's it going? And if anybody else wants to come up, you got to go to the personal chat. I can't put the link up anymore. I decided to get that. But yeah, there is a link in a group chat on Facebook, I think. So if you would like, all right.
Lynn is coming.
Awesome.
But it has been a crazy year. Everything. I've just been so blessed. Things have been crazy. Things have been good. Things have been bad. I'm coming out of a funk from the end of November. I don't know. It's weird because it's the second year after Wendy passed, and it just really hit me. The 23rd she died at 3:30 in the morning on the 23rd of December, and 2 years ago. And on that day, I took and I cleaned off. She has a table that was just piled with her stuff, and I cleaned that off. I'm going to make it. I'm working on a project. I can't say what the project is because YouTube would not like it. I'm building something for myself. I'll leave that to your imagination. And I showed Remy. Remy knows. But so expect the CIA to be knocking at your door and saying, "Hey, what's he building?" But so I figured I'd clean off that table so that I can work on that. It's just exciting. It's gonna go slow. I've just got a little piece. Hey, Sarah, hold the line. How's it going? It's going to take a while because the parts, some of them are expensive, some of them aren't. It's really, really wild. But I'm going to just do little by little every month because I'm trying to get out of debt. I don't know, because apparently my debt to income ratio is a little too high for a certain bank that I went to. Hey, Darren, how's it going? There's a link in the
chat.
In the chat, the Facebook chat. If you'd like to come up. Apparently it's not safe to just put a link.
It's not funny, but still somewhat funny. I'm glad it didn't happen.
Part is every time I mention it or think about it, I get that picture. It's horrible. Oh, but anyway.
Well, you did the good thing. You deleted that stream and went back on. And It took me a few seconds to catch on whoever was doing all that stuff because he was there commenting and like, oh, why aren't you doing this anymore? Blah blah blah. And then suddenly I kicked him out and you were safe.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had two of them. I put the guy up on screen because I said, I got to see your face. And then as soon as he got on screen, it went to the, like we used to get at midnight with the color bars on the TV.
Yeah.
And then it went into the porno. And my first instinct is remove him from the screen. So I went down to his icon on the lower part of my dashboard and clicked on it, and that made him full screen instead of taking him off. And then I had another guy try it. Oh, where'd you go, Lynn?
Lynn?
Oh no. But yeah, I'm oh, there she is. She's back.
Yeah, I'm streaming it to my audience, and when I did that, it knocked me out. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't think it's going to let me do it.
It's working for me. It might be your internet connection. I don't know. Still, it should be working.
Yeah, it keeps telling me stream to your audience, but okay. Well, all right. I thought I was going to try, Tracy, but it's not working. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, very well.
David got me a Christmas present, and it's the first time I'm using it, so I have no idea if it's working right.
Yeah, it's working pretty well, actually.
Okay, perfect.
Darren says it happened to Shadow Scout Swede this past weekend too. The porn hackers.
Yeah. The scammers. Today, this week, I think 6 people that I follow on YouTube had to put up notices saying, look, someone's trying to copy me. It's not us. 6 different people. And they're using the AI generating voice too. And they're doing reels and things. So it sounds like them. Even Pioneer Woman got hacked. And I
told my mom, I said, listen, if I call you telling you I need help, I said, tell me to hold on, hang up, and then you call me.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the best way to go. They have so many ways now. It's crazy. You're talking about AI. Imagine what it's going to be like in the future. Right now, there's a technology out there that if they want to copy, let's say, the president of the United States, have him say something in front of a camera, they can change the voice, put his face there, and do the mouth move, and you will never know the difference. So basically, someone out there could be a bad person and start a war or something.
Yeah. Have you seen the photos that you can take? There's an AI program out there. You can take a photo of a friend and literally make them sing, make the still photo sing.
Yep.
What I love is you get the videos and the reels and stuff on Facebook and stuff that talk about how AI is going to take over and how dangerous it is. But then you're like, this voice is literally the main AI voice that is used for every AI created video I've seen.
Yeah.
There's David was showing me somebody took Arnold Schwarzenegger, took his face and put him on like the Little Mermaid, a whole bunch of different Disney princesses, and made him sing the songs. And it sounds and looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger is singing these songs.
Yeah.
It is like you would never know in a million years it wasn't him. So and that Pioneer Woman one, the Pioneer Woman, it looks and sounds exactly like her. Wow. Like she said, like she's even shocked. She said, like, here's me, here's the fake one. You can't tell the difference. And they're trying to use her to get people scammed out of money, saying, hey, we're giving away these cast iron pots, Cressette pots, which are like very expensive. We had an overabundance. All you got to do is pay the shipping for them, and it looks legitimate.
Yeah.
Back.
By the way, I like to do giveaways. In fact, Wendy's birthday giveaway is going to be coming up soon. In February 8th, I do a giveaway for her birthday. I got to figure out what I'm going to give away, but I will never do it in my comments. Nope. It will always it will be with the StreamYard giveaway tool on a live stream. Also, Darren, there are 2 Joe Bidens. I don't know if you've noticed this. Do a deep dive. This is a rabbit hole, but there's one that has a cleft in his chin. He's got like that little cleft in his chin, and there's one that doesn't. I've noticed that. It's craziness. Just Oh, speaking of which, I got to film my video last night. I'm gonna go full screen real quick, just for a second. Earlier today, I got to film my video because it was finally not raining. Can you guess what it's gonna be on? I did the FBI qualification for the first time in, I'm gonna say, since 2021. Was the last time I did it YouTube's not gonna like it probably, but it's got a check mark. Like when you monetize, it asks if there's anything that they should be concerned about, and there's a thing for using Bang Bangs responsibly and stuff. Never trust any internet YouTube ad. Example, this young college student revolutionized a new technology that astonished you. Yeah, lies. I want your money. Buy my cheap crap now. Yeah.
I know. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in February from a collaboration that I'm hosting. And I've been saying in my videos, it's going to be a live giveaway. It will never be off air. It will never be like, I won't reach out to you. You will actually have to email me if you win. Like, I don't want anybody, getting scammed. And actually, I think I'm going to do 2 giveaways, because if I reach 10,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. I've been collecting prizes and stuff. So
you mean in 2 days?
I have 9,406 subs.
That's crazy. You're going up. You're on fire, Lynn.
I am so close. Like every morning I wake up and Aiden or one Aiden go, Mom, do you realize you're like 500 away from 10,000? And I'm like, Bud, yeah, I think I know what I have on my channel. But it's just so funny how he's looking.
I think it's because you're being natural. You found your true self online, and that's the secret. That's why I'm trying to change a little bit, trying to go a different direction, maybe, because let's face it, I'm not a gardener. I mean, I'm learning from all of you. I'm not a gardener. Been growing tons of food, but
in my videos. Oh, sorry, I got to put on my reading glasses. I can't.
I've got to have mine on too.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And yet, if I have my glasses on, I have to take them off to see better. Yeah. When I have my contacts in, I have to put reading glasses. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't have my glasses.
I hate getting older. My grandmother told me, she said, getting old is not for the week. She is not wrong.
Hey, John.
She is not wrong. But I trying to be someone else was not working for me. Like it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. And I'm, you're not going to please everybody, no matter what you do.
And I am I get into something for a while, and then I move on to something else for a while, and then I get into that. It's like with the shooting. The video is it's on. There's a FBI qualification exam, and I took myself through it. And the shots, the 5 shots that I missed, by the way, Darren, are all from the 25 meters. This rip here, I mean, there's a couple here, but this rip here is because I had the chain. I used my metal frame, and it ripped on the chain. But yeah, I qualified instructor level, man.
Dave, no. No, Dave. You won't have a more talkative Marilyn.
It's just not who she is.
No.
No,
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Oh, did you see David?
Yeah. He's going,
Hanging out?
no.
He's trying to find my battery. I have a better pair of reading glasses in my purse, so he's trying to grab them for me.
No, he's still in the military, right?
He's reservist. So
He's
yeah.
a reserve. And
Yeah.
they let him have the beard in the reserves?
The Canadian military, to get more people into the military this past year, they went woke. And the men are allowed to have beards. You can have them down to your belly. You can have them dyed. They just have to be clean. You can have long hair if you're a man now, but it has to be up in a man bun, which is probably one of the least sexiest looks I personally don't care for it. Anyway, you can have jewelry. What are the other rules? Here, come on in and say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, you can look like Bozo the Clown.
Literally.
Our military is my understanding is our military is going completely woke also.
Well, they think it's going to get more people and that's going to join. And David said it may, but it may not get the people you necessarily want joining. And he says that like it's not for everybody. You know, it's not, and that's okay.
No.
Right. And like he says they won't listen to the people who are telling them. Then they ask them, what are ways we can get more people to sign up? And David tells them money. Pay them more money.
Yeah.
Get
Pay
more
more
people
money.
to join.
More benefit. Back when I joined up, there were a lot of people that joined up for the college. And then when Desert Storm broke out, they were like, oh, wow.
Oh, now I don't want to go. No. That's not what I signed up for. I know. I remember.
I mean, we were lucky. Schwarzkopf, his mission was to get it. Schwarzkopf's mission was to get the war over before the politicians knew it started, so that they couldn't. And there was a lot of complaints from the politicians because they couldn't make any money off it. It happened too fast, and that's why they ended up going in several years later.
When David was full-time military, I will say he wouldn't wear the beard because he flew. So he wanted to make sure. And he brought that up to the powers that be. The beards on certain trades, it's very dangerous because if you can't get the oxygen mask to fit over your face when you're in a plane, you're going to die.
Right.
You know, and so he said it's certain trades. He himself never had it when he was wearing because he didn't want to worry about that. He grows it out for the winter. He grows it out for me because I love it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, he was in a meeting the other day, and it was everything he had in him not to call out the person because David's a higher rank, and he knew he wasn't allowed to. But the guy had a dyed blue beard, and it was a mess. He had a ball cap on instead because you're allowed to have a ball cap now too instead of regular headdress. David does not do that. He still wears the regular headdress. Oh, yeah. They did all this. And guess what? Numbers have not gone up. It didn't work.
No, because the people they're trying to reach.
Wear dresses. The men can wear the female uniform if they want.
Our head of the military, I think her name, sorry, I apologize to everybody that is cis, Jen. He is named Rachel Levine, and if that offends you, I apologize. But and they are actively courting. But these people are the people that there's no way they're gonna work with the American government on anything, especially let somebody, decide what they're gonna, tell them what to do.
Did I miss something about the heaters?
We were talking about the
scamming.
Yeah, the scamming and the commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you've got a 150 watt heater, it's going to use 150 watts.
Yep.
If you have a small heater, I can see the little personal ones that you could plug in. Like if my feet got cold, it's 78 degrees in here right now, but
Jeez, if it's warmer in your house than it is in, I could not have it that warm. David would die.
I have the front door cracked
I'm not.
open.
He is having such a. It seems like the older he's getting, the less tolerance he has. I mean, it's insane. Like I'm actually doing some research to see if there's some kind of lotion I can make him or something I can feed him that will help lower his body temperature because he is like miserable.
Well, that's one thing that when I was in the military, you were cold, wet, hungry, and grumpy all the time. And
now you're just grumpy, right?
Yeah, now I'm grumpy and hungry all the time. I'm sweating. But my brother Trevor, he will not wear long johns.
No.
If it's cold and we go hunting, he's got a pair of like snow pants that he wears to stay warm. But he will not wear long johns. He wears a sweatshirt because you have to acclimate your body to the cold, unless you live in upstate New York now, because Remy has apparently convinced God that we shouldn't have snow in the Northeast.
We don't stop having rain. I'm telling you, it has been. I do not know how people live in the states and the provinces where their winter is just rain for 6 to 9 weeks. I am so over it. The chicken coop is an absolute mud pit. It's so dark and gloomy here. I'm like so over it.
Well, like I was telling a friend earlier this week, they were talking about how we don't have snow at all. Like usually I've seen a green Christmas before, but we would had a storm and it would melt. This year there was no storm at all. Like we had maybe like 2 inches of snow at some point, but it's been raining since.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's been raining the whole summer. At some point, the clouds have to be empty of whatever they're throwing down. Like it's been seriously, we had a summer that was full of rain. Now it's still somewhat warm, but we don't have snow. It's not raining either.
Yeah, it's very mild here. The fog. We had fog for 5 days.
Yeah.
It never lifted. I am from Maine. I am from the land of fog, but I cannot remember it never lifting. Like it just hung here for 5 days, and it finally. Then when it went away, it was all gray again. So we still kind of had fog. It still felt the same, but it's just been It's because of El Nino or La Nina. I get them mixed up. Whichever one it is, it brings really bad winters where it's cold and snowy, and the other one brings a mild winter. That's the one we have right now.
I think we have El Nino.
Okay, and I remember 10 years ago when she was in the area again, we were wearing regular jackets in February because it was so mild here. Like we didn't have our winter gear on and stuff. Yeah. So I know parts of Maine that never have a green Christmas because they're so northern. They were showing pictures Christmas Day and it looked like spring. Stuff was green. And this is parts of Maine that depend on this Christmas break, the snowmobile people, the skiers, all that. And they're shut down.
After hunting season, that's when snowmobile season kicks in. And Boonville, New York used to be the Northeast snowmobile capital of the world. Then it switched to Old Forge. But because of Tug Hill, and right after hunting season, they would open the trails. And they can't do that now.
No. We could take our four-wheeler right now. There's no snow on the trail. There would be a lot of mud, but...
Right, Serge?
Remy contaminated Serge.
Hey, Serge.
I went at his property past weekend to do a little bit of filming, and the beaver dam was like frozen solid. It was kind of cool because usually you see ice, you see snow, but this time, like, I went with my 6 inches chainsaw, and I was able to go all the way to the end of the blade, and it still didn't touch water. So I'm guessing there's like a good 8 inches of ice on that dam.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool. No snow.
Jane, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple of things that are starting to leaf out too, and I'm like, guys, please.
It's
All the time.
scary because I know
I think we're gonna lose things.
with a lot of fruit trees, they'll start budding and stuff when it warms
Oh,
up, and then all of a sudden you get a frost after they start budding, and it'll destroy that whole harvest. I gotta say, I have driveway mix on my driveway, except all the way up to the house. But then I don't have it going to the chicken coop. I will next year, but I'll be walking, and my boots, I have to put on my boots that stay up, because if I don't tie my boots, they'll slip right off.
David went and shoveled out, like, because we were putting hay down to help with the mud, and then it started to go rancid because of all the rain and everything. So he said the smell was, so he got rid of a lot of it yesterday. But now it is just mud now, because now we don't want to put down more hay because we're supposed to have snow tonight, all day tomorrow, and then our temperatures are supposed to plummet and kind of closer to normal. The problem is it's been so mild that normal's, we haven't had a chance to get,
Mhm.
we didn't have much of a fall. We stayed warm right till November. I guess we had a little bit of a fall. I mean, we had snow Halloween, and then that was all gone 3 days later. We never really had a fall this year. It makes it hard for people like us who grow things.
Yeah.
Like, I could have gone. I think what I'm going to do this year is I'm not starting a lot inside, because one, we just don't have the space anymore with a lot of the renos we've had to do and the different things. Mm-hmm. And I was very stressed last year with my starts. I'm not going to, and I think that's why I felt burnt out in May. Like, I've never felt burnt out early. And I had to keep, and I think too, because we had the meat birds too at that time. So we were dealing with them too. But the in and out, because I had to keep bringing them in and out because the weather just wouldn't stay normal long enough. That was exhausting. I lost a lot of starts. Like, I literally cried over my starts last year. All my loofah that looked spectacular in April, they all died. I had 3 that I tried to bring back, and they never did do anything. I think I'm going to start some things in the ground this year. I think I'm going to take my chances, and I think we're going to have a longer season than we normally do. I mean, I think I could have gone right into, honestly, Halloween this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jane, if you're propagating the cuttings for yourself, what I would do if you want to try to propagate them fast and efficiently, don't cut the branches. Just remove the bark a little bit and put them on the ground. Put a little bit of soil on top. Keep the branch attached to, like, the rooting system, the whole thing. Put maybe like a rock on top of the soil, and wait about maybe 2-3 months, and then remove the rock, remove the soil. It should have roots coming out. Then you can transplant that, cut it up, transplant it. It's going to be a very much more efficient.
Didn't you just say that you were not a gardener? I think you are, sir.
Hey, that's about trees. So.
I always say I never got any like professional, teaching of gardening. Everything's been whatever, fail and success, and watching YouTube and reading and I always say, look, don't come at me if you think I'm planting these too close together. I probably am, but this is how I garden.
Yeah,
and it
my
works.
Garden style is I hope for the best. I pray over everything I plant and hope God's going to help me too. And that's my strategy.
Yeah. I am actually going back to raised beds this year. I am leaving the Back to Eden garden just for the simple reason it's going to take forever. It's been 6 years, 7 years since I went to the Back to Eden method, and I have a thin layer. It might have made an inch of of soil by now, the wood chips.
That's
I'm
a lot
still
of
going to
work.
use the wood chips around real deep wood chips around the raised beds so
Yep.
that it'll keep weeds and stuff out. Well, kind of. But
Should work.
I've got access to manure now, and
I highly recommend raised beds. I
Yeah.
mean, everything we grew this year was raised bed except my herb garden, and it was such a game changer. I mean, I still got weeds because unfortunately we think some of the soil we got had weed seed in it, which really irritates me because I spent money and bought what I thought was good soil.
well, one of them, either horse or cow, I think it's horse. Horse's digestive system is supposed to kill the seeds, whereas cows and pigs, they don't kill the seeds. But composting for a year, it helps. If you mix it up, it gets warm in that pile. We had some serious fog, and a lot of it was coming off that pile, because fog is when, it's when the air is warmer than the ground, is it?
I can't remember.
Or colder? I think it's warmer.
It's when the
I
air
don't-
is warmer than I'm trying to think in Maine when we learned it, because the air would hit the water, and the water wasn't as cold as it should have been.
Right.
Isn't that something like that? Been a long
Yeah.
time since I've been in school.
Never
Yeah.
thought of it. So
But yeah, it has been a crazy year.
Weren't we just at the conference? Like I said to David,
Yeah.
it seems like every year we're getting older, the year is going by quicker.
It is.
But I said to David, I feel like we were just talking about, oh my gosh, it's just a couple of weeks to the conference, and we were all just there. And when you think about it, it's almost a year. Like where?
Yeah.
Like, where did
Now
the
we can
time
say, oh
go?
my gosh.
to the conference, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's a couple weeks to the conference now.
Yeah. Like wow.
Yeah.
Just. And I don't know if you guys saw that message I sent in our group message there, but the stacker pots are out at the Dollar Tree here. We saw them. I went to the dentist today. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come up. Yeah, we're covered with those stinking Asian beetles too.
They're I think this one's got the M on its head, so I don't think that's an actual ladybug.
No, they're Asian beetles. They're invasive. They're not to our areas at all.
Do
And
they bite?
yes, so I think
Yes.
so.
Bite
They
me.
stink too when you kill them. And yeah, they bite. And even if you kind of like scoot them away, they'll emit their pheromone, and it smells.
These guys? The little ones?
Yes.
Oh, because we have regular stink bugs. I got stink bugs all over, but in
Yeah.
the winter they don't stink.
Yeah, but yeah,
When
if
you-
anybody
when you
wants
crush
those stacker pots, let me know. And I can bring some to the conference like I did from Remy last year. They're a lot cheaper than the other brands.
Yeah, I would definitely take some more if I could
Yep.
confirm that I'm going. I don't know yet. Changing job is going to be a whole different thing.
I
now.
know we're not 100% yet too. I can't say yes until we're into the new year a bit and I can figure out what's going on, because I can say it here because I know they're not watching here. No offense, Tracy, but my dad turned 75 in April, and
Wow.
I'm flying down to surprise him.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
yeah, so that's going to be April. So and then to go to the conference in May, it might be a little. We're going to see. I'm not saying no. I know I'm not going to say no, but I'm pretty sure. I think it's going to happen. We might not be able to go up for like the 3 days like we did last year.
Well, we can probably just impose ourselves to Darren's place again. Just all go there and find a room for you and David. And
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right there.
yeah. The hotel
You're
is
okay with that?
definitely an expense.
When I went to Canada last, we slept in the toy hauler trailer. Chad had a trailer, one of those covered trailers that you pull the four-wheelers and stuff side by sides up in, and we took them out, and so I had to buy a cot. So I have a cot now, so that frees up a bed.
Yeah. What do you guys got planned for New Year's? Anything?
Nope.
Usually have fondue and my parents on the 31st. My mom's working this year, so it's going to be on January 1st, actually. 31st, we might go to my friend's place. He's got this little slab shack behind his house, which is kind of cool. We can go there and, not bothering anyone. Put the music as loud as we want. We're in the middle of, well, not in the middle of the woods, but we're like maybe like 100 feet from the house, surrounded by trees. So it covers the sound a lot, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm New Year's isn't really so much of a thing for me. Oh my gosh, it's saying it's 50 degrees here. Well, 47 Fahrenheit, 8 Celsius.
41 Fahrenheit here at 6:30 at night on late December.
I'm thinking the Earth's orbit's getting a little closer to the sun.
But yeah, we don't. We
27
don't
here.
Yeah, we usually we do takeout for New Year's Eve because especially with the pantry challenge, I cook pretty much straight for the next little bit. But with the kids' dietary issues, no one seems to like all the same things, so it's making it harder.
Yeah.
And honestly, we don't have. I hate to say this, but we're finding eating out. It's hit and miss some places lately. The cost of it, you should not be leaving a restaurant after the cost saying, geez, that, wasn't that great. I mean, it's just so expensive right now, like everything else. David and I have been doing date night, and the best meal we've had so far has been Swiss Chalet. It was amazing. We each got a different one of the holiday feasts, and we walked out of there full. Like I couldn't even think about dessert. We were so full.
We went to McDonald's before Christmas. It came up to like $78 for 4 of us.
I know.
Like, you got kids' meal. It's not supposed to be that expensive.
Nope. Aiden would go and when his first paycheck, he went like quite a few days in a row. And when he got to the end of the week, he added it up. He said, Mom, I spent like $60 eating at McDonald's this week. I said, I know. He hasn't done it since. He learned his lesson. But it's crazy. It's not. And the thing is, Remy, it's not that great.
Yeah, it's not good food. And I mean, for my family, if we went there the whole 7, yep, it'd be close to like $95, $100.
Yep.
And there's this place not too far from here, a little local restaurant that we can eat the whole family for roughly $50. We get 12 pieces of chicken, a giant poutine and French fries aside, coleslaw, gravy, 2 liters of Pepsi or whatever. And they've been having the same price for the last 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, whenever we don't feel like cooking, that's where we go. And the funny thing is, the guy delivers, and I know him pretty well. So if I don't have any money on me, I'm like, hey, can I go by and pay you tomorrow? He's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, but dangerous.
That's why we were looking forward to going back to New Brunswick, to small town New Brunswick, where we can kind of start having a little bit more of a community there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we don't know. So, right, we did buy a few things. Like this is kind of our last hurrah too, because David and I are detoxing from sugar in January. Yeah, it's going to be fun living with us for a month.
We'll pray for your children.
I shouldn't say. Now, that being said, like I'm still going to have honey in my tea. We'll have maple syrup. We're just talking about like all the processed
sugar,
prepackaged.
yeah.
We kind of fallen off, and we've been, with everything being so crazy the last 2 months and being so busy, we've kind of like slid quite a bit, and I can feel it. I don't feel as good.
Yeah.
So Santa brought us a juicer for Christmas because we used to do a lot of juicing a few years ago, and it helped us with our sugar cravings a lot. Like it really did. And so Santa on Black Friday got a great deal on a juicer that was in Santa's wait for kit list.
Nice.
And I'm changing my rules a little bit for the pantry challenge because I will be buying some fresh produce so we can keep juicing a little bit. But I also have this awesome green powder I bought. One scoop is like the equivalent to like 2 cups of greens, and it's all organic. So we don't have to buy the kale and the spinach and the celery and all that, which is really pricey this time of year. So
Sounds like it, Sarah. Sounds like Dixie.
Yeah, we went to a place when we were in Minden. I want to say it's named after a tree. It's a beautiful place, beautiful restaurant. We went in and we ordered steak, and they brought out the best steak that I have eaten out in a long time. I mean, it blew any of the steakhouses around here away, except for maybe Texas Roadhouse. But then on the way home, that's in Minden. And then on the way home, we stopped at a place, and they had these pictures. You walk in the door, and they had these pictures of their roast beef selections, and it just, my mouth was watering. I wanted roast beef. It was great. We're out of roast beef. Took them forever when we did order. It took them forever. I got a chicken poutine, of course, and it just wasn't. The service stunk. It took forever to get our food, and we said, yeah, we won't stop here again. But that place in Minden was just amazing with the food.
I mean, I know that the restaurants are struggling. They have been for a few years, and then the cost of everything. But man, we're just finding like you said, the customer service isn't always great either sometimes, and that makes it hard. I don't know. Yeah. So, but we're gonna have like some appetizers, and we'll watch some movies with the kids if the kids even hang out with us. You know?
That's it. John said it's the peppermill. Yep, that's it. Yeah, very awesome. I highly suggest it. It's weird because I'm like, man, that waitress is gorgeous. I mean, I've seen they're pretty waitresses, but this waitress is drop dead gorgeous. Trevor says, yeah, Tracy, but apparently you might want to get her number. She might get out of high school soon. I'm like, what? Apparently somebody thinks I'm getting to be an old man. She didn't look that young to me. Yeah, okay, she kind of did, but it wasn't my fault. I can't judge age well.
Hard nowadays.
Well, yeah. I mean, my girlfriend's turning 41 this year, and she's still getting asked for her ID when she goes to buy alcohol. And legal drinking age is 19 here, so I mean, they think she might be 18. She got 5 kids.
Yeah. I'm going to try to pronounce it right. Mano.
Yep.
She does not look like she's old enough to have one kid, much less. How many you guys got? 5? 5. Yeah. You, on the other hand, you look like you've had 5 kids for a while. I mean, it's a good thing on a man, though. I mean, Gray is.
I'm wearing a cap for a reason. See, I'm losing
2024 is a big year for me. I turned 50.
Oh.
Yeah.
50 years young.
I don't know how I feel about it, to tell you the truth. I'm grateful I'm here. I feel I'd feel horrible if I said, oh, I don't want to, because I am grateful I'm turning 50, believe me. But at the same time, like, I don't know what it's supposed to feel like, because I'll say something happened a couple years ago, and then David's like, Lynn, wait, that was like 18 years ago. I'm like, what? How can it be 18 years ago? I'm only 30.
I felt the same way at work today. I was there's a few new pharmacists that just got out of university, and they're like 24, 25, 26.
They're so young.
And I was there like having fun with them and just chatting and making jokes, and I'm like, hey, like, you guys could be my guys. And then I'm like, no, like, I'm 15 years older than them. It's like, yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube, the Fat Electrician, and it's his YouTube channel he does history. No, I'm not an electrician. I'm fat. I got it halfway there, but I'm not an electrician. But he does history and military history, things you don't always hear about, like for instance, I learned from watching the Fat Electrician that, do you know how the United States Army decided on having 45 ACP as their sidearm round? They literally took all sorts of sidearms, pistols, and they wanted the smallest round that would kill a cow in one shot. We literally have plans and patents for what they call a bat bomb. There is this, and there was one for a pigeon bomb. There's a big cage of rats. They drop it out of a plane. It comes down at a certain point. It opens up and lets the bats or the pigeons fly out. Well, it was made during World War II. Japan was mostly wood at that time, wood structures. The bats look for dark areas. On these bats, you have, I think it's equal to or half their body weight of basically napalm explosive on them. They fly, they find where they're going to go, where they want to go. And eventually the timer goes off, and next thing you know, the city's on fire. These are real things that the United States thought might be good ideas to sink millions of dollars into figuring out how we could weaponize it. And I learned that from the Fat Electrician, but what were we just talking about that? He's a history buff, and he's going back to college now for history, and he gets in these discussions with the college students, and he's just blowing their theories apart on some of the stuff these kids are thinking, and some of the things he says the professor doesn't even argue with me anymore. He says, because I've proved him wrong so much.
I'm just looking up. Is Minden close to Lanark?
I don't know.
Where the conference is?
It is closer.
I can't get my maps to work here.
It is closer to Angie than it is to the border.
So maybe it is. I was just wondering, because it might be neat to go to that Peppermill restaurant, because it looks like they're saying Minden is only a 2-hour and 5-minute drive for me, and Lanark is 2 hours and 28 minutes. So they must be I'm just trying to remember if I ever seen a sign for Minden when we were going back and forth. But it looks like a pretty town.
It's a pretty town. It's a small town.
Very small.
There's not a whole lot there other than their trail system is. I got a hair from my mustache in my mouth, and it's driving me nuts.
It is close because some of the hotels that the hotel we stayed at, it comes up as a place to stay if you're visiting Minden.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
And I highly suggest that Peppermill. It is just, it's between Halliburton and Norland.
Well, Remy, want a place to eat next year?
Well, if and that's a big if, I can make it to the conference, I would love to go to that mine that Angie was talking about, where you can get all those gemstones.
Oh yeah, David would like something like that.
Yeah, I guess you pay a certain amount and you can go in and whatever you can fit in your bucket or whatever.
Oh yeah, didn't she take her grandkids there or something?
Yeah, it can't be more than an hour away from her place, so I would definitely try to go there. Plus, there's also the fact that Thomas from Life in the Valley has been talking about going fishing so much. I'm thinking about trying to make it to go, even if it's just for an hour, just go out there. Fishing in another province would be awesome. Even if I don't fish myself because of regulations and license and all that stuff, but just be there with him and see what he does, how he fishes, and maybe bring home supper or whatever. Who knows?
I love going to the actual conference because I love looking at all the vendors. I like listening to the speakers. I do have to say that I need a different chair to sit in if I'm gonna. My back killed me for 5 days. Like I put my back, like it was bad. It was bad sitting in there. But there's not enough time to visit and do all the other things we want to do. It's so hard.
Sweet. We'll definitely be hitting you up.
Darren up if he invites us to stay with them, because us running back and forth like we were from Angie's and stuff, and we'd get back to the hotel at like 1 a.m. We were just like and we missed a lot of visiting because we couldn't stay as long because we had like an hour and a half drive back to the hotel, and it wasn't as close to Angie's as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of prepared last year at the cabin. Darren had something planned where the women would sleep in one cabin and the guys would sleep in the other cabin. And then turns out that there wasn't as many people as we thought it was going to be. So we just put the women on one side of the cabin and the guys on the other side of the cabin, and everything was fine. So I'm guessing if there's a few more people coming.
I hope Brigitte can come
Yeah.
Like to see
We
her.
didn't breed any Highland cows around that time. Same for Chris and Steph.
Yeah.
Previous year they were busy with sheeps being born, and last year they had this baby.
Did that lamb make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I keep meaning to ask her. I meant to ask her on the live the other night.
Yeah,
I actually talked to her lives for a bit. So
they gave it or sold it to a family. It's a house lamb or something like that.
Okay, it never got very big then.
Sorry?
It never got very big. It stayed.
Oh, I don't know, but it survived well and it's going well.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because you walk up to Chris and Steph's booth and they're sitting there and they're holding this little lamb. And you're like,
that was so sweet.
Yeah, it was cute.
I will say I envy you, Dave, because Dave and I were saying, like I said, when we do these kinds of trips, this is the only time I would like a camper.
Well, Dave's van is pretty awesome. I love it.
Yeah, like that's handy to have, for traveling for these little trips, especially.
yeah. I can't wait to go back. It's just so awesome to be surrounded by like-minded people and to meet everybody and to show everybody. The first thing Remy said to me when he saw me in person was, "You're a lot taller than I thought you were."
He says that about everybody. They're either taller or shorter.
Yeah. Mike, I mean, I saw him. I'm like, man, you're short.
Dave Knight, I might show up in the Boonville Woodman Field Days next September. Nice.
Come for a road trip in New Brunswick, Dave. You have a place to stay with your van, and you can come in my place and hook up the electricity and the Wi-Fi and all that stuff if you want. If you want to visit New Brunswick, you can drop by my place.
Yeah.
Well, I just got to thinking that this summer coming could be my last summer gardening at this homestead.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I was talking to David about it. I said, do you really, because I probably wouldn't bother the next year because we're hoping to move that summer. So, it will be interesting to see. I'm like, if it doesn't look like we're going to sell it, I might do one. But so now I'm wondering, I was going to dial back, but now I'm wondering maybe I should plant a few more things so I can a few extra things to make up for the year. But then I'm not worried because there's always farmers markets and things I'm sure I can, hit.
And moving canning stuff is kind of
So I think I'll Yeah, it could it very well could be our last summer gardening here. It's very exciting. I have mixed feelings and a bit like I know we don't want to stay here because I don't want to say we're not happy here, but we're not happy here. Like we're happy all together, but it's not, it's never felt home to us. I'm going to tell you, all the years we've lived here, it's always felt like we're just staying here until David retired from the military and we could move.
Yeah.
And then when we said we weren't going to wait anymore, when I got sick and we said, okay, this waiting thing's for the birds. Like we're not waiting anymore. I'm like, I'm never moving again. We bought our house. In the back of my mind, I always would hear, like I'd always hear that. Like I'd always feel something whenever I'd say, this is it. And we've put so much into this place, like, you know, literally our blood and sweat and tears. And so part of me to leave it, I know I'm going to cry the day we leave, just because, you know, it's just, you know, I wish we could pick it up and take it with us.
You know? Well, but,
yeah.
You put so much into where you're at because you're there.
Yeah. And we thought, we've been here almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years this summer coming. Yeah. And we really, we were building as the fact we were going to stay here forever. And I will tell you, we probably wouldn't if the last couple of years hadn't changed so much in this province and the noise factor. Our street has become so busy. It was not like this when we first lived out here. It's insanity. There's more people than ever living here. And we can tell that by the roads. We never had rush hour in our town. Never. It was never a thing. We weren't big enough. We have rush hour now. It used to take David 10 minutes to get home. It takes him anywhere from 20 to 30, depending on that's still not a huge amount, but it's a lot more than when we first moved out here. Yeah. It's just, and like David said, there's just so much, and it's, it's so stressful trying to come home because there's so much traffic.
It takes me precisely
for that. If we wanted that, we'd be living in Toronto.
Yeah, I understand, because it takes me precisely 20 minutes to go to work and come back home on a regular day. But then there are those days where you end up behind a car that's going slow or behind a school bus. It takes me 22 minutes and I'm going crazy. Like, get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
40 degrees.
Doing the 50 and the 80. He's like, it's 80. Like, all I'm asking you to do is do the speed limit.
Yeah.
40 degrees in the dry roads, and people are doing 40 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour under the speed limit. Drives me insane.
David too.
If you can't drive the speed limit, hand in your license.
Or take the old road.
Yeah.
Second road, usually parallel, just not the highway. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, So
take the back roads.
We are excited. Part of me is there's still a house for sale that we were looking at. And it's even got a greenhouse attached to the house. And I'm like in tears looking at this place, because I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's a beautiful greenhouse. Mary Lynn, you would love it. Like, it is just
what area?
Beautiful. And it already has 2 small barns already built. It already has fenced in area because they had animals. It already has raised beds for a garden. Like, I'm like, but it can't be perfect, because if it was perfect, we would be buying it right now. That's what I have to keep telling myself.
Yeah.
But they
Where is it?
It's in Memram Cook.
Okay.
And I like the area. We've been doing a lot of research. The area, it's mostly farmers. They said 60% of the population are farmers, and that population are in their 70s. So David and I are thinking maybe in the next 2 years, we might see a few more of those properties go up for sale, and if we get into, like, if a couple of people are interested, we can write a letter and let them know, look, we don't plan on developing. We want to keep it farm, So
if you die, can I have your house?
Hey, we're just wondering if you're ever thinking about selling. Would you mind emailing us?
Yeah.
We've had people do it to us.
Man, there's land nearby for sale kind of across the road there from me, and it's 140 some acres, and oh my gosh, I would love it's power lines going through, so
Oh
the
wow,
power
there's already
line
got power.
no, it's a throughway power line thing. It cuts right through the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It does run up to power lines, but it, like I said, I'd still stay here.
Right.
I would just, access it differently, but I could have cows,
Yeah.
cattle, sheep, whatever,
David would like, we want a minimum of 50 acres. He would like 100 because he wants to be able to say, like, I want to take the dogs for a walk and not even leave our property. You know, we can take them for a night, and he wants to get a horse again. David's been shocked the hell out of me if you had told me that was something. But he said he just for therapy and stuff, right? Like just to be able to go out for the day, and he grew up with them. Like he grew up with horses, and to be able to go out and do that, and like he said, you have to get up in the morning to take care of the animals, but it's something you're deciding to do. It's not someone saying you have to be into work for 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if we want to sleep it, like he said, that's the whole the dream, right? That we may still be busy, but it's busy doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to go and if you want to go and rest on the couch for 5 minutes, you can go and do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You want to go to the bathroom? You want to go eat?
Time for a nap.
Yeah.
With the chickens, I like having the chickens and the pigs in the summer and stuff, and I like some other animals too because it makes me have to get up, move, and take care of them. However, it's my choice, and it's not like, chickens. You can train them. Like my chickens, they know between 11 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock, that's when they're going to get fed in fresh water and let out, because that way they lay most of their eggs inside. I'm keeping my chickens now because they're not really laying. I'm kind of keeping them from.
I agree.
I'm kind of keeping them to keep the ones that are laying alive, keep them warm if it gets cold.
I know. And that's what I want to be able to have. Like, I want to have a lot of variety of chickens because I would like to have roosters. So we're not paying to buy chickens anymore. And I also would like to get into some of the neater breeds. Like there's one that I really want to try. And I finally found a breeder. It's $10 for an incubated egg or for a fertilized egg. I can never say it right, but they're called, I think it's Siamese Aminis. I know I'm not saying it right, but they're all black. Their eggs are black. Their meat is black. They're black, and they are stunning. And I would love to have some of them and maybe get into breeding and selling them to people if they would like it, and I need a rooster for that. Our luck, like David said, we would get the noisiest rooster to ever walk the earth.
That way, if you have
it's time for me to go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short too because I just started watching a new series. I'm watching what is it? Tom Clancy. What's the guy's name that Clear and Present Danger? Oh goodness.
Jack Reacher?
No, it's not Jack
David's
Reacher.
watching that Reacher.
Harrison.
He keeps telling me I need to watch
Reacher's
it. He says it's really good.
But it's Jack Ryan.
Oh, Jack Ryan, yeah.
And the guy that was on The Office plays it, and he was also in 13 Hours in Benghazi. And oh my goodness, he is just such a good actor. I mean, to me, him and Jim and Pam, he played Jim on The Office. They made The Office. But then when I saw him in 13 Hours in Benghazi, I'm like,
I never
holy-
watched The Office. It wasn't my.
Yeah, yeah.
We want to get into. We have to keep saying David goes part-time after January. He has to take his 2 months of part-time, or they take his pension from him. He wants to start watching Yellowstone because we never were able to watch it before because we didn't have good enough internet to stream and all that. So I've just been watching clips on YouTube of it, and I got to tell you, I get why all the women are crazy about that Rip guy. But some of the scenes, like I couldn't watch them. It was 10 scenes of Rip kicking or whatever.
Yeah.
And man, there was a scene in the bar where he went after those guys that beat up his wife, and I had to stop watching it. It was too much for me. Like wow.
Well, I have to start watching it then.
I'm going to be able to watch this. Like, some of this is pretty intense.
No, there's violence. There is nudity. Rip's girlfriend.
It's the violence.
His girlfriend is she's
Beth.
Crazy.
She's crazy. Oh yeah, David said Beth gives it back too. Like he said, she's
she does.
Just as crazy.
And it's good. I enjoyed 1883 and then 1923.
Yeah, I hear they're really good.
I enjoyed them actually more than Yellowstone. I just watched a movie with the guy Waterworld there.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner in it. It's got Kevin Costner, Tommy Lee Jones, Ryan Reynolds.
I've been seeing the ad for that. Like when we pause, we'll get ads for movies, and I've seen
Criminals.
Yes, yeah.
And it's got
Sorry, we gotta go, guys.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later, Remy.
Happy New Year, Remy.
Thanks for stopping in, man.
And Happy New Year.
We'll see you tomorrow night on your live.
Awesome.
Right.
What is her name? She played Wonder Woman. Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
And they're all in it, and it's criminal, and it was just amazing.
I don't have
watch
TikTok. I don't have TikTok at all. My kids don't have it. My husband doesn't have it. We don't have it. So, waiting for my first. Congratulations, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually I saw a deposit in my checking account for $139, and I'm like, what in the world is this? I'm used to YouTube taking money out. Have a good one, Peter.
Oh, did you get paid?
Yeah, it's like my third payment of I got one for 109, one for 120 something, and then I just got one for 100 and
I'm hoping I get mine back in taxes because they have taken I lose a lot.
See, they don't take my taxes out. I have to file it when I file my taxes.
Yeah, that mine comes out, and David is shocked at because I'm not earning thousands a month. Believe me, I'm not. That's why I said it's great to have all these subscribers, but my views are they're a little bit higher than they were, but they're still not even half the people are subscribed. Am I getting views? Like I'm not getting even 1,000. So this is why David said this is why you have to have so many subscribers so you can get views.
Yeah.
But he's shocked at what they take out of me. Like for 190, I earned 195 and I only saw 130 of it. He's like, I can't believe how much they took out of you and you didn't even make $200. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll get it back.
Yeah. That's it's insane. Our governments have both on both sides of the northern border here. We're getting hosed.
Our property tax here, our mayor and city council wants to raise our property taxes here almost 10% next year. Now they already raised them almost 6% this year. Since Dave and I moved in here 10 years ago, our property taxes are triple what we were paying when we bought the house in 2014. Almost triple, very, very close to triple. That is insanity. And we have got some of the worst roads literally where our roads are winning awards for CAA across Canada. We literally have some of out of the 20 of them, I think 10 of them were from our area. So they're horrible. It just makes you wonder. And they're talking about we pay a tag for our garbage bags. Every bag we pay, I think it's $2.75 a bag now, because our taxes only pays for 60% of the garbage pickup. So we have to pay. They're talking about raising that to as high as $3.25 a bag in the new year.
Yeah, New York is expensive. They just my rental in Port Leyden, they just raised the water bill. We get charged quarterly, and I had the water shut on. Well, I think it went from 60 to 93 or 84. But it just jumped up that much. Come to find out, the town of Port Leyden had this thing where if they didn't get the water fixed, the water infrastructure fixed within a certain time, they would have to pay a $10,000 a year fine. They've been paying the $10,000 a year fine instead of fixing it.
You know what? No, that doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised.
And then the school, we used to have, you'd have the junior high and high school in one building. And then in Port Leyden, you'd have an elementary school. In Lyons Falls, you'd have one. Gregg and Glenfield and Turin, you would have one. They all had their separate elementary schools. Well, now they just built a brand new building and combined all of the elementary schools. So now you have your elementary kids riding the bus with high schoolers. The things we can learn on the way to school. And,
now it's been happening here, and there's been a lot of complaints because kindergartners were coming off the bus saying things to their parents that they were hearing the older kids say, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? And then some of the older kids thought it was funny to go up to the younger kids and say, hey, when you get home, tell this to your mom and dad. And they were saying these, and Aiden said, he goes, Mom, it was graphic stuff. He goes, I don't even understand a lot of what they said to him. This was he was like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And here I am having to explain to my 6th grader, okay, this is what some of these things meant. And he's like, what? Because I didn't want him repeating them either, not knowing what they were. Mm-hmm. And it did not go over. And we've got kids vaping on our buses. And the little kid got a hold of one of the vapes, I guess. And the bus driver, I guess Aiden said the bus driver tore them a new one right here before Christmas break. Said, I don't know which one of you is vaping, and you think it's funny to give a vape stick to a 5-year-old. Like, she lost it. Aiden said she should be angry.
Our pastor, when our pastor first came here and his son went from the elementary school to junior high, he came home and he says, Mom, I can't believe, because he had been homeschooled or I think he was in a Christian school for a long time.
Right.
He says, Mom, I can't believe all the kids that are married in high school up here. And his mom's like, what? And he's like, yeah, they're kissing and making out in the hallways and in the stairwells. And she says, oh, honey, they're not married. But
very sheltered.
Yeah, very, very sheltered.
Yeah.
But holy cow, I remember we would get in trouble for holding hands in high school.
Yeah, it was called public displays of affection. Now, my boyfriend was David. He did not, I'm in Maine. He's in St. Stephen. Plus, he went off to basic training my 11th grade of high school. And so I never got in that kind of trouble because my boyfriend wasn't in school with me, but it was called public displays of affection. You could hold hands, but you couldn't kiss and stuff. And if you got so many demerits, you'd have to do Saturday school.
Now, wait a minute, Lynn, are you telling me that you are literally that 1 in a million person that lives in the States that says, I have a boyfriend or girlfriend, but they live in Canada, that actually had a boyfriend in Canada?
Yep. There were a couple of us who dated guys from Canada. You have to remember our border cities were,
yeah, you guys were really close.
Close. And so I never got that one. I never got the public display of affection demerit. I never got any demerits. I graduated high school without a single demerit. I was a good kid. I didn't, I was scared of my parents.
Yeah.
Like not scared that they would hurt me, but scared I'd be in trouble, rightly so. I had that kind of fear, which I think we all should have of our parents.
There's a fear there's the fear of in trembling as in this is going to hurt me. And then there's a fear of like, I respect this. This person is, I respect them enough that their opinion alone is going to hurt me.
I was going to say, and my dad especially was so smart because him saying I'm disappointed in you what hurt he I'd rather him spank me. Like he could have spanked me and it would have, because that was my my big thing about not getting it, and we never got in trouble for bad grades as long as we did our best. Like Dad always said, if you're doing your best, that's all we can ask of you. If we got comments like disrupts class, speaks out of turn, disrespectful to teacher, or that we got in trouble for. Now, I didn't get those, but my sister did.
Which comment, Jane?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jane wants you to read her comment.
I'm going to turn my seat back on. I'm sitting in my new chair David got me for Christmas. It's a heated and massage office chair.
Ooh.
I love it because I freeze to death editing in this room. I don't know why, because we have a vent. But I think he wanted his office chair back that I got him for Christmas a few years ago, and I've been using it. I don't know what. I'm going to go up. For some reason, I'm not in the chat. I have to go to the YouTube.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm getting it. The last one she wrote was that I'm seeing was to John about Lanark is east of you, Lynn, and Minden is up Highway 35, which is west and north of Peterborough.
Lynn, you're on mute.
I did see that comment, so they're not in the same area. I thought they might be, but still same distance apart. Just actually, I wonder if they're close to, because Mary Lynn Lovely sent me a gift card for Christmas to my favorite. I will miss them, Mary Lynn, but they mail, so I can still get things. But it's Richter's Herbs, which I love, and they're they're a nursery here in Ontario, and they do mail order, but they will mail starts. And I got some starts from them 2 years ago, but yeah, the shipping is ridiculous, and it's not that far away from us. My mother always laughs because she says, I can't believe you think a 2-hour drive is nothing. I said, Mom, when you live, we lived in Nova Scotia where nothing was close. So we got used to traveling, and it gives David and I like a day date. We'll go out for the whole day. We'll go up. So we're going to go in person this year and get the starts. And I'm going to take my gift. They sent me a catalog too, which wasn't cool because it makes it hard not to want to spend that now. But I one of the main things I'm redoing is my herb garden this year. I'm gonna transfer all that into a raised bed. Yeah, I've gotten 2 so far. I got Vessi seeds and I got the Richter herb catalog, and I haven't even opened the Vessi seed one. Haven't even opened it because I don't need
color. They have got to be making a mint off of us in order to. Yeah.
And MI Gardner, that's why he keeps his prices so low, because he does not put out a catalog. It's all online, so he can keep, which I prefer. Like, I do like a real catalog, I'm not going to lie, but I like $2 packet seeds a heck of a lot better.
Yes.
And I had everything I had success with last year were his seeds.
Nice.
Everything I grew last year were his seeds. So very happy with them. And I did put an order in on his 50% off thing that he did. So I don't need any more, but I want a lot more herbs. And like I said, we're going to transfer my herb garden to all raised bed. We're going to dig it all up. I hope the plants that come back every year will survive me digging them up and replanting them. I hope they will. I'm going to be digging them up when we move, so they better survive. But yeah, a lot of the herbs I want, I can't get as seeds, at least not through them. It's all starts. Mm-hmm. So, and they have like, it's like 5 pages long of herbs.
Oh, wow.
I love growing herbs. One, I find them very easy. I find herbs the easiest thing ever to grow. Mm-hmm. They grow fast, so you see your hard work quicker. They smell amazing, and they make all your foods and desserts. They just make them taste better. So I like that. But David's mother, we were talking to them on Christmas, and we told them how we are going to move back to New Brunswick. She thinks we're moving back to David's hometown, unless we find a place there that is like, we cannot walk away from this. Like, this is like the perfect price, we are not moving back there. No. But she was saying somebody bought the old house up on the hill from them, and the house is no good. Like, it's just been vacant for too long. But he's turning all 80 acres into garlic. He's going to grow all garlic and sell it. And I said, garlic is another thing that's fairly easy, doesn't require a whole lot of attention, really. And if you plant the hardnecks, you get the scapes. You can get 2, harvests for your buck. You can sell the scapes until the bulbs are ready. And that's something I want to do. And that's the reason we want a lot more property too, because I would like to make a little bit of money out of our,
Oh yeah, have it pay for itself.
Like Jack and Lindsay, maybe not to the extent they're going. They're like, I can't wait to visit them. Yeah, it is. But we would like to, absolutely try and make some money out of it and stuff, just because, honestly, to help pay for what we're doing. Yeah. Absolutely. I love it when stuff pays for itself. Yeah. But guys, I am going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you for being here tonight, and everybody have a wonderful, safe New Year. I'm talking to you, Darren. He probably will still be feeling Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah. You don't have to be sober, Darren, but please stay safe. But thank you guys for this wild and wonderful year. Marlene and Lynn, you guys have been awesome. And Remy, thanks for stopping by tonight. I just love it when we get on here and can talk to each other, because it just makes it so much more interesting to me.
Oh, solo lives are death.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need to do it more often, especially with the winter coming.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for me with the little bit slower months and stuff. And now that we have better internet, I don't have to wait for the weekend anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to go back live starting next week again. I took a couple of weeks off just because vlogging every day plus doing lives, it wasn't. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
It's hard. I need to get back on the saddle, because December I think I put out like 1 video a week and a short maybe every other week or something. I need to get back in and going.
With the shorts. I just find them hard to do. I don't know why. I find them harder to do than a full video.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a very happy New Year and a wonderful night. And we will talk to you later. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.